I've just come from a meeting with the New South Wales Police Minister and the Police Command, including Karen Webb, the Commissioner, and where we talk through all the concerns that the community has right now about safety. And safety is absolutely what is on people's minds. And so I am feeling reassured that the police are going to be stepping up their support, that they are going to be regularly outside synagogues and other important local institutions for the Jewish community. And and this is absolutely critical right now because everybody needs to feel safe, and our Jewish community does not feel safe right now.
Well, this is the second attack in Woollahra in the last month. What are people telling you about how they are feeling? They're not feeling safe, you say?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I think, my community has woken up absolutely devastated this morning. That attack in Woollahra was extremely frightening, and to have it again is absolutely devastating for the community. The piece that I take heart from, however, is that those two people have been charged for the attack in Woollahra and they remain in custody. And I think that is what the community is looking for, is for swift police action and for these people to come to justice quickly, because I think that is the message we need to send out. It is not to be tolerated in this community, and if you do those sorts of things, you will face justice, because that is the greatest, I think, strength we have and to really stamp out this sort of abhorrent behaviour.
So what's the State Police Minister and the Police Commissioner telling you about the investigation into finding the two people who carried out the attack today?
So all those investigations are ongoing, and they're really putting a lot of resources into that. And I've spoken also to some of our local police constables and everything. They are absolutely desperate to find these people, and I think the community is behind them. So I continue to urge anyone who has any CCTV footage that might be relevant to give that to the police. Any information that might be relevant, to give that to police, because it's really critical. But I think the other point is that we do need also some law reform. There are some laws in front of the federal parliament at the moment which are about strengthening the vilification laws, and I think, to be honest, they need to be strengthened further. I've put forward recommendations for further strengthening, because it's some of the acts of, such as the hate preachers that have been really saying some absolutely vile things, but walking the line about what is legal and what is not legal, and I think we really need to stamp down on that as well. So that is, I think, some of the law reform that we can act, and as well, I'm urging the government to move forward on that as quickly as we possibly can.
So you're going to be with the Prime Minister at the Jewish Museum in Sydney shortly. What do you make of his handling of this and previous attacks, because he's been criticised for not visiting the synagogue that was attacked in Melbourne until yesterday? Do you feel his response has been too slow and that he's now playing catch up?
Look, I don't really want to get into politics, there's some political criticisms on this. I think what people are looking for is actually unity of purpose and real action. I met, this meeting we just had at the New South Wales with the New South Wales Police Minister had people from all stripes and all levels of government, and we came together for one reason, and that's because we care about the safety of our community, and we are and desperate to protect that, and desperate to continue to make this place a place that is socially cohesive. I have students I run forums for students every term, and I've had in the last 2 terms I've had Jewish students basically talk about how they were walking down the street, someone pulled over, saw that they were wearing a Jewish student uniform, and did a Hail Hitler sign and swore about the Jews to them. Two sort of 16-year-olds. I heard a young girl who say she's not sure she wants to go to university here because she's afraid that she's not welcome. And that's really tragic, and I think we just need to come back to what this country is about, which is that everybody is welcome, and that we don't care where you come from, we don't care what religion, you are all welcome here. And I think that we really just need to get back to that, and I think our words and actions need to focus on the security, but also focus on bringing all of our community together. And my community is united. Whatever they have views on all sorts of things, one thing they do have a strong view on is we will not tolerate the sort of violence we saw overnight in Wentworth.
Finally, in that vein, Allegra Spender, yesterday the Prime Minister announced a task force to combat anti-Semitism. This is Operation Alight. How hopeful are you that it will make a difference?
Look, I am very hopeful. I spoke to the Prime Minister about that on Sunday, and it was something that I think people are looking for, different coordinations at different levels of policing, making sure the security forces are bringing into that as well, and really having a focus on anti-Semitism, because there's been a fourfold increase in anti-Semitic attacks in the last year. So I think that is appropriate. I think the investment that the government has made into security in the local areas in these religious institutions is, again, really needed and is really appropriate. So I'm very grateful for the government for moving quickly on that money. It's what is needed.
Allegra Spender, good to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time.